Hello and welcome to the Hellraiser blog. Please guys, if you enjoyed today's blog, hit the subscribe button. We love growing the Hellraiser boxing YouTube family. Today's blog, I'm going to look at, not actually a fight, I'm going to look at the press tour which was started with AJ, Anthony Joshua and Jarrell Big Baby Miller ahead of their, but it's like the first leg of their press tour. They first meet face to face. And as they met face to face for the first time publicly, at least, Jarrell, as they came, AJ walks up to Jarrell Miller, starts eyeballing him. Jarrell Miller shoves him quite violently, shoves AJ, and AJ sort of topples backwards, not to the floor, just stumbles backwards, and then starts giving Miller some verbal. And this has now become like a vital component of any pay-per-view fight, unfortunately. It has to happen in order to sell the fight. And there's a part of me straight away that just goes, oh, come on, man. It looks so scripted. And if you go onto the comments below on YouTube or on Twitter, 50% of them or more, 60% of them are saying, right, this is so scripted, this is boring, you know, and a whole variety of sarcastic comments about it. The thing is, though, you've also got probably about 30% of the comments which are completely oblivious to those comments that say stuff like, wow, you've messed with the wrong man. AJ's gonna destroy you now. AJ was gonna destroy him anyway. Take my word for it. In quick time, probably. I mean, look, I've done a whole blog on it on the technical boxing side. You can have a look at that if you want to. I think it's fairly accurate analysis from my point of view. Obviously, it was me that said it, so it would be. I don't think that AJ is actually, I mean, there are a lot of the comments, oh, AJ's going to be mad at you now, you're right. I don't think that AJ is mad at Miller because Miller shoved him at a press conference. I mean, Miller's 300 plus pounds. If he wanted, and sometimes fighters do genuinely want to, when there's no pay-per-view involved, they genuinely want to get into their opponent's head. They want to live rent-free in their head, as we hear these days. Right. I don't think that AJ... There's a number of things, actually. The body language, the facts of the way he behaved immediately after the shoving, the vital shove that every pay-per-view show now needs beforehand. Because I don't think that Miller wanted to get in AJ's face, because he does it much slighter. Eddie Hearn steps in to calm things down. Miller's 300 pounds plus. He's a world-rated heavyweight, unbeaten heavyweight. I think if he wanted to get past Eddie Hearn, he could do it pretty swiftly. But Eddie steps in the middle, sort of Vince McMahon style, and AJ sort of giving him some verbal, but AJ, if AJ wanted to get through these guys, he can get through. And I mean, you know, I guess he doesn't want to riot at his press conference, but it's getting to a point, and it will be at a point soon, where they probably do want to riot, because they need to do something more than just a shove, because people are bored of the shove. No one's talking about the shove anymore. There was a punch up. There was a, you know, chairs flying. I mean, we've seen tables flying. But it is starting to maybe to become like the norm for it. And look, I mean, anyone that knows me knows that I'm a big poker player. When I go to Vegas, I'm in the boxing gyms during the day. I take the boxers in, then at night I go and play poker. And I love trying to read the body language, trying to read the signs that people are not manifesting intentionally. It helps you very much in business, actually, because you start reading in when people trying to lead you a merry dance, which in boxing, believe it or not, does happen quite a bit. You start picking out trends and little signals that people give out when they're trying to hide the truth. This is interesting. One thing that people do, you're playing poker, they'll be sat there, and normally there's a type of player who will play normally for, they'll probably play well for a period of time because they keep their focus, their concentration. Then as they get tired or bored, or maybe they got like a bad beat where the cards that came out did not suit the hand they had, and normally they had good hand at the start, but then the cards that followed made it a poor hand, and they start to freak out a little bit, and it's like a button, like a switch flicks in their head where they think, right, I've got to start pulling some manoeuvres, I've got to start lying. Look, we're brought up, most of us in the world, lying is wrong. Lying is not something that you should do and be proud of. Lying is something that you should be ashamed of, and so you try and hide it. And in poker, people, they're lying. How do they hide it? They put glasses on, sunglasses, because that masks their face. Some players keep sunglasses on from beginning to end, but some will suddenly, just when you can feel the vibe that they're starting to get impatient, they'll put their glasses on and they're trying to line up a move. They're trying to prepare themselves to lie to you, and they think by wearing glasses you won't be able to see, but just by virtue of the fact that they're just putting their glasses on, already I'm thinking, okay, something's going on here. This guy is now getting to the point where he's going to start trying to pull some strokes, which is a tell. We'd call it in poker a tell. Well, I think Big Baby Miller wearing those sunglasses, it's like he felt less ashamed of lying, of carrying out this charade. He didn't want people to see his face because he'd be ashamed. Some people will look at that and think, this is bullshit, this isn't real, this is scripted. And he didn't want to be part of that. So he put his glasses on, and that allowed him to almost, it's like having a mask over his face. He could do his deed without showing his face, where people would be able to see the lack of maybe spite in his eyes when he was doing it. I suspect that. I mean, I might be wrong. Maybe he really did get AJ. Maybe AJ is really mad. But one thing that I'll say, if you weigh up the pay-per-view sales, I mean, is AJ really angry now at Miller? No. He probably wants to hug him. In fact, further than that, he probably wants to hug and kiss him, because Miller just did what the show needed him to do to sell more pay-per-view. It got more casuals commenting, even on, like, say, on Twitter, on YouTube, you got comments saying, this is so scripted, it's so obvious, every show now we get this shove. I'm not buying this bullshit. The very next comment below it will say, wow, you made the wrong man angry. And that just shows you AJ's really mad now. He's going to go that extra mile to make you feel pain, right? No, AJ's probably thinking, nice one, mate. You just sorted a load of money in the pay-per-view coffers. We're all going to do better now. I don't think, and AJ's always struck me as a very sort of well-balanced, like intelligent guy. He's not going to get angry. I think he's seasoned enough in the world and in boxing to not get mad at something like that. Like I say, he'll be quite happy that Miller's sort of played his pantomime villain part. And if you want to see my technical analysis of this fight, I have done a blog on it. You can have a look at it. Probably like 1 or 2 blogs down from this one. I'm still looking forward to this fight. I'm definitely going to watch it, and I'm happy to see it. But Miller hiding behind security, wearing sunglasses, he's not trying to get in AJ's head genuinely, and AJ isn't flustered by it. So no need to worry. We're all good. AJ's still going to go and knock his block off, I think. Check my blog. You'll see the technical breakdown. And if you enjoyed the blog, please hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you on board. Thanks very much. Bye bye.